welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm an international medical graduate from the University of the Philippines, College of Medicine, and I am starting my prelim surgery intern year. And so this week, along with next week, all the way up until the second week of July is our orientation. So we won't be actually in the clinics in the hospital until July 10th. So that gives us ample time to really get to know our co-residents and our staff that help us out in the GME, as well as, just the area, the hospital, the office buildings around the hospital, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, there's just a lot of onboarding, a lot of paperwork, trainings and all that stuff that we have to go through before we can actually start our clinical work. And so today was the very first day, and let me tell you, I completely forgot to vlog anything at the hospital or at the office building where we were at. So I apologize for not having any clips from that. I can show a quick picture of my lunch that was provided for us, but other than that, I just literally just spaced and forgot to take clips and stories and all that stuff. But basically today what we did was we had a welcome from the medical director of the hospital, from the director of the graduate medical education, as well as our program coordinator, our program director as well. So it was just a lot of introductions. So I got to meet my co-residents, not just for the surgery cohort, but also for the other specialties as well. So it was nice. We get to really mingle and get to know the people we'll be working with across different departments for the next year. And then we had to do a drug and alcohol test in the afternoon as well. But yeah, that was pretty much a quick day. We started at 7:30. We took professional headshots for our ID badges. And then we spent the whole morning just in that classroom office area, just doing paperwork, getting mini lectures about the benefits and all the important stuff that we need to know. And then in the afternoon, we were released to be with our respective programs, again, to meet with the program coordinator, program director, and set expectations between us and them, as well as, what else? Oh yeah, and then, we went to do the drug and alcohol test afterwards. And now I'm home, and it's only around 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'm gonna try to fit in a workout. I have a bunch of other paperwork too that I have to get done tonight, so I'm gonna do that afterwards. And yeah, I'm just gonna chill and relax. Tomorrow we will have a social after our orientation day, so I hope that's gonna be exciting. And it seems like we're off to a good start, so I hope I will continue to remember vlogging for the rest of the week. And if I don't, I apologize. I might just, vlog all the way at the end of the week to see if I can remember everything that happened. So I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. Hello. So I completely forgot to film when I got to the orientation this morning because I was kind of running a little late. Well, not super late, but I was cutting it close. So anyways, today was another kind of quick day. We ended at the classroom where we were doing the orientation stuff around 2 o'clock-ish. And then basically we just got to go home. I stopped by Target to pick up a new water bottle and a lunchbox. And then let me show you so that there's some variety in these videos. So I got a new lunchbox. I already took the tag off and everything. And I just washed the water bottle, so it's like, wait, hold on. So it looks like this. Yes, very beige, very neutral, just like the way I like it. So anyways, I got home about 30 minutes ago from a bowling social that we had with the other residents, and that was fun. We were given like a prompt to mingle with the other programs because otherwise we wouldn't have interacted with anyone else other than our same program mates. So it was nice. We got to meet other people, definitely met other Filipino people, and that was so cool. And then we, as a group of surgery interns, also got a little bit closer. We got to know each other a little bit better. So hopefully as the days go along, we get to know each other more. And yeah, I'm excited for the rest of what this year has to bring, the rest of what this orientation has to bring. I do have to start studying. We're gonna do an ACLS class soon. We're also gonna do some simulation stuff. So a lot of procedures that they want us to have proficiency on, like IV insertion, NGT insertions, and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know, I'm not too worried. It should be fine. I think the only thing that I'm super worried about is the central line insertion, because I have never done a central line insertion before. Obviously I've assisted in doing one, but I've never had to do one by myself. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll provide some sort of instruction, and then we can practice a little bit and then actually, you know, perform on the day where we're getting evaluated. So yeah, today is quite a long day actually overall, if you include like the socials, but otherwise, yeah, I think I'm gonna see you again tomorrow. All right, bye. All right, hello everyone. I don't remember if I filmed anything yesterday. I probably didn't, but pretty much every day's been pretty repetitive. Yesterday was a little bit interesting because we got to start working on getting our training license. So if you're not familiar, in order to do residency, you need to have a training license as an intern, and then as you move up your years in residency, your training license eventually becomes an unrestricted license. So for US grads in California, at least, you need a full year of being under a training license. So basically your intern year. And I believe step 3, in order to obtain your unrestricted license to practice medicine in the state. And then for IMGs, it requires, at least in California, I'm not sure about other states, 2 years of ACGME. So yeah, basically at my next, what is it called? At my next program, fingers crossed I get into a program for next year, I will redo intern year. And basically once I've completed that intern year, I'll be able to apply for an unrestricted license. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. So then today, so that was yesterday. Today, we basically just did a whole bunch of training modules online. We got to go around the hospital finally today. So we got to meet some of our senior residents, some of our attendings, but just very briefly, we kind of just went on a quick tour with our program coordinator and us, our intern batch. And we walked around the hospital, got to see the cafeteria and like the cafes that are around that, you know, we're probably going to be frequenting, since coffee and caffeine has become quite important in the past couple of days. And it's kind of unfortunate for me, at least, because when I was in medical school, when I was doing clerkship and internship in the Philippines, I didn't really need coffee on the day-to-day. Definitely needed coffee for night shifts, of course. But typically I was fine with just like green tea. But now that I'm getting older, it's tough out there, man. So yeah, I'm slowly developing a coffee addiction, but I'm hoping that it doesn't get too bad. I know plenty of people that are addicted to coffee and basically can't function without a cup of coffee. And I don't think I'm at that level yet, but who knows, I might get there, especially with intern year coming up. And so I am pretty tired. Today has been just a bunch of sitting through online modules and doing like the ACLS pre-coursework. And yeah, I'm pooped. So I don't know if I'll vlog tomorrow or on the weekend, but I'll do my best. And I guess I will see you in the next clip. Peace. All right, so I totally forgot to add that I had my badge. It's so weird to finally see it, you know, and have it say this part, which is wild for me. Anyways, we also got to use our meal stipend for the first time today, which is cool. So our meal stipend is $1,500 for the year, and so basically if you divide that, it's about $125 per month. You know, not bad, especially since, you know, probably not going to be eating too much at the cafeteria anyway. So exciting times. What am I gonna do for the rest of the night? It's already around 7:30. Kind of just been relaxing after I finished my ACLS pre-coursework, but I'm still gonna continue studying. We have tomorrow something called the ACS era. Let me look up what era means. ACS, Entering Resident Readiness Assessment. So it's basically a behavioral exam. This is what it says on the website. It's a psychometrically rigorous formative assessment of PGY1 preparedness, focusing on 20 clinical topics that incoming surgery residents are likely to encounter. So I think the website has the topics, but it's supposedly low stakes, meaning we're not like officially evaluated on it, just to see kind of where we're at, like with our medical knowledge and clinical knowledge and all that stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow morning, and then in the afternoon we're gonna be taught how our evaluations are gonna happen throughout the year. So that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to add. I keep forgetting to talk about what happened yesterday. So yesterday, in addition to learning about our medical board license, we also did a ultrasound boot camp all afternoon. And I'm not very good at using the ultrasound probes, ultrasound machine. And that's because my training didn't really have me do too much ultrasound. I've done a fast once, but not on an actual patient. We did it like as like a training module through our EM rotation during our clerkship year. But yeah, other than that, and, you know, assisting residents as they did ultrasounds, I've never had to do it by myself. So I am pretty bad at it. Thankfully, the boot camp was very informative and very hands-on, so we did get to practice. And so at least now I know the basics. Obviously, I still have a long way to go before I get better at it. But the good thing is, let me show you what I have. It's so cool because my dad bought me this. Well, he bought it for himself, but he ended up giving it to me. And this is the butterfly ultrasound probe. Basically, you hook it up to your iPad. It's not a very good high fidelity probe, but for learning how to use an ultrasound machine, it's pretty darn amazing. And you basically have to have a subscription that thankfully my dad is paying for, and you need the probe and an iPad and some ultrasound gel, and it has modules that are available through the Butterfly website, but also you could just look up like tutorials online as well. And then it has presets for different kind of settings that you want. So if you're looking at the abdomen, if you're looking for the aorta, if you're looking at the heart, if you're going to do a fast, if you're looking at vessels. So it's pretty cool. And yesterday, after the ultrasound session that humbled me, I broke out the butterfly at home and I practiced on myself. And yeah, I'm probably going to continue practicing on myself, or if my husband is ever around, I'm going to practice on him. So I will hopefully get better at using the ultrasound probe. I'm sure like if I do get into, fingers crossed I get into OBGYN next year, I'll have to learn all the OB specific ultrasound stuff. But for now, I think just having a basic grasp of how to use an ultrasound machine would be very important in the future. So yes, I am finally done for today. I keep forgetting things and then having to refilm another clip. But yes, I'm finally done for today. I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Bye. Hello there. So we are week 2 into orientation. Yesterday was pretty fun. We spent the morning learning about the EMR and how to work it. So we're using Cerner, which is something that I've never used before, but it's very similar to Epic. It's just a lot less pretty looking, and basically it's just so apparently in Epic there's like multiple ways to do a certain task that you're wanting to do on the EMR, but on Cerner there's only one way to do a task, which is kind of unfortunate, but at the same time a blessing, because then you don't have to know all the different ways to do like one task. So it's a little less complex in that sense, but the steps to do one thing is a little complicated. The good thing is though, once you learn how to do that one thing, you like always know how to do that one thing. Yeah, so anyways, I'm pretty sure I will pick up how to use an EMR soon, or at least a different EMR than what I'm used to. So that was yesterday. In the afternoon, we met with our chiefs. So in the United States, when you are a chief, that means you're in your final year of residency. And so basically everybody who is on their final year of residency in the program is a chief resident. So we have 3 chiefs. They are very nice, and obviously they're always on top of things. As chiefs, they have the most responsibility, and I'm grateful that our chiefs are understanding and also competent. And so that's super important as someone who is starting off in their training, to have a very reliable chief, to, you know, have someone to fall back on, because inevitably you are not going to know a lot of things. And so to just have seniors to rely on is a very good bolster. And it just makes me feel a lot better starting. So yeah, so that was yesterday. Today, this morning, we had our first conference, and we attended our resident town hall in the morning, and then right after we had like a short M&M conference with the attendings in our service, and afterwards we went for coffee with the rest of the residents that are not currently working. Oh, actually, I think it was most of the residents were there. Yeah, because how our schedules are set up is on Tuesdays in the morning in conference. We have the morning as protected time. So yeah, it's actually amazing, and I am so excited to learn more. What else? Oh, I forgot to mention, yesterday we did like a little mixer at a children's museum, and they were giving out prizes. They were actually giving out like an iPad, which is amazing. Sadly, none of my co-interns won any prize, but it's okay. We got like a swag bag of goodies, basically just from community partners that were giving out freebies. So lots of free pens, free like tote bags, and just like a free meal at a local restaurant or things like that. So far so good. We have a short week this week because it is 4th of July on Friday. So thankfully we have a 3-day weekend. And yeah, the rest of the week should go by pretty well. Tomorrow we have sim day. Basically, we're just gonna go through a whole bunch of different procedures that we're gonna be doing in the hospital and just make sure that we're all competent in performing those procedures. So things like inserting an IV line, inserting Foley catheters, and stuff of that nature. And then the next day after that is our ACLS day. So that's gonna be a long day. So I need to get a good night's sleep tonight and on Wednesday night. So yeah, it's starting. It's coming along. We're inching ever so slowly towards actually getting to start working in the hospital. So I don't know. I'm both terrified and excited at this point. So yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next clip. All right, let's head out. I figured for some variety I would film while I'm on my way to the hospital. It is so freaking hot. Let me put my sunglasses on. It is like 104 degrees outside, and I am burning in this car. So I was just chilling at home after we had coffee with our surgery residents, and now I'm heading back to the hospital because we have a short little lecture with one of the program directors for professionalism. I have just arrived. I have to put this thing on my windshield because it is freaking hot here. Oh god, okay. Yeah, and then I have about 13 minutes to get inside the building before we start our afternoon stuff. It's plenty of time. So yeah. Today is the first day that I am wearing scrubs to work, to orientation rather. Because today we are doing a sim day. I'm gonna wear scrubs tomorrow too, because tomorrow we're doing ACLS day. Shoot, fix my hair. Yesterday was actually quite crazy because I realized that one of the interns for a different program, she's in the emergency medicine department. She and I actually met last year when I did my observership over at UC Davis. She's a UC Davis student. And yeah, it's just crazy that we ended up at the same hospital. And obviously she's staying for the whole time. She also did, I believe, her transitional year in this hospital as well last year. So she's gonna stay with the hospital for the rest of her residency training. Whereas I'm gonna be applying to residencies, and fingers crossed I end up somewhere for OBGYN next year. So yeah, just wanted to add that before talking about what we did yesterday during sim day and what we did today during the ACLS. All right, hello guys. I think this is gonna be my last entry for this vlog, so I can start editing it. So next week we only have about 3 more days of orientation left, and then we're starting our first shift on Thursday, bright and early, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we have to be there by 4:45 a.m. so definitely waking up super early. The last couple days are just like housekeeping stuff for GME related things and hospital specific like housekeeping things. But yeah, today what did we do? So yesterday we had a sim day, and then today we had an ACLS day, and I definitely need to study. But the sim day went okay. A lot of the procedures that we practiced were things that I've actually already done, just obviously using different materials because the materials here in the US comes in kits, whereas the materials in the Philippines don't come in kits. So we have to prepare them individually, like each item individually. But I mean, the process is basically the same, like especially like IV insertions, inserting Foley catheters and stuff like that. The only thing of the sim day stuff that I didn't do during my intern year in the Philippines was inserting a central line, and that's because obviously you have to be trained. Typically for our institution, at least in the Philippines, surgical residents, seniors, they're the ones who really perform, and obviously their juniors get to assist. We as interns get to assist as well, but definitely nothing like having to do the procedure by ourselves. So yesterday when we were doing the simulation on the model, we got to simulate how we would do a central line insertion, but obviously it'll be much different with a real person, and we won't be able to do that unsupervised for a very long time. So that's like something that we'll have to build competency for. But yeah, that's for a future. I don't even know if, I'll probably, most likely not be able to build enough competence by the end of this year to be able to insert central lines, but we'll see. Okay, what else? Today we did the ACLS stuff, so it was mostly just like review of like BLS and then having to run a code. We ran multiple simulations of a code with each member getting a chance, so each member of a group getting a chance to be the team captain. And yeah, it was fine. Definitely still need to study some more, but that's what residency is for. So I think this is where I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much. If you watched all the way through up to this point, thank you so much. I wish you all a happy 4th of July, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.